YouTube, what's going on? In this video, we're going to be talking about budget-friendly clippers and trimmers that you might have never seen before.
CTB, you know who it is.
Let's see if it'll match up to the bigger brands in the industry. So let's get into this. I have a few clippers and trimmers that's in front of me. Shout out to my friend, his name is Campo. He sent me these. Some of this stuff is like modified. You'll probably never see this stuff before, but let's see how well this stuff really works, right? So I'm going to start with one that looks the craziest. And this is a clipper. This is a VGR clipper, and I will show you guys right here. This is called the VGR V001. It doesn't have like a real crazy name, but it has 9,000 RPMs. But I'm going to talk about how this thing even operates, right? That's the most craziest thing about this clipper is how it operates. And it has two buttons in the front. So as you guys see on the screen, it has 9,000 RPMs. That's cool, right? But how can we get to the RPMs? Well, I'm gonna show you guys how this thing really works. So what you're gonna do is there is a power button right here. And then you're gonna see another button right there. We're gonna talk about that button later in the video. But the power button, and matter of fact, let me turn this on and let me get it to where it needs to be, right? Okay, so I got it to where it needs to be. Now, this display, it will tell you the RPMs and how much time you have left. So when you turn this bad boy on, right now it says I'm at 7,000 RPMs at 227 minutes left. The cool thing about this is to switch the RPMs is that you will rev it up with just this ring right here that you spin. And this is the highest it goes. Wait, is it? Am I at 9? Yeah, I'm at 9. 9,000 RPMs is how high this thing goes. That is crazy, y'all. That is crazy. And if you guys seen it, we see the price of this thing. You can get it for 21 bucks off of AliExpress. Now that is an amazing price, clearly, but let's talk about how this thing performs, right? This is not like my original concise review that I do, but we're just going to talk about these interesting clippers. I like the weight of it. It does sound loud, 9,000 RPMs, not bad. But I will tell you that when it comes to switching out the RPMs, I'm not really going to switch it out. And sometimes it doesn't always work the best when you're spinning it. So to me, it's okay if you're going to set it at a certain RPM and just let it sit and then turn it back on at that same RPM. But let me tell you something interesting about this clipper, right? It has a flashlight on it. Why? Why did it come out with this? With the flashlight? I don't know. Maybe a blackout happens and it's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I still got you. And you're going to give out the cleanest fades. That's the only time I can honestly think about using this flashlight of this clipper. But I did test to see how well did this flashlight really work. So, of course, a client allowed me to turn off all my lights and cut his hair just a little bit with this. And I'll show you that right now. Crazy, right? So that being said, seeing that video, I honestly think it's not worth it. It's really not actually helping me on some real. If they really wanted to do this, I'll put the lighting just a little bit in different places, different angles maybe, but it is creative. You know what I mean? It's definitely creative, but I don't know when you really would use the flashlight. I definitely thought it was dope, but I really wouldn't use it. But anyway, behind this thing, right? This is not something that you spin or anything. It's just where you place your thumb. I thought that was something else that you spin, but it's not. But it does has a USB-C at the bottom. Definitely think that's dope. I definitely feel like everybody's getting more on board with that. And it's a dope clipper. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a dope clipper. It's more for style points more than like performance-wise. It performs okay. It doesn't perform any crazy different just because it revs up to 9,000 RPMs with a spinning wheel in the front. I like the display, but the flashlight for me, it was just a little bit too much. So that's what I gotta say about that clipper. I'm gonna get to something that's interesting. This is one of these customized trimmers that my friend sent, and I'm gonna show y'all this bad boy. I have no idea what the name of this thing is, but this thing looks cool, right? What he did was he modified it and put this Andis blade on it. Anything with an Andis blade, with the steel blade and the cutting blade, is always going to work very, very well. So that being said, this thing does work well. When you turn it on, there's like a green hawk light, you know what I mean? So definitely think that's dope. The texture of the style of this, the design, actually gives you good grip, you know what I mean? But for me, all metal housing, not that bad. I do like the blade, but there's a better Andis blade I'm going to show you shortly, but this is the blade of choice for this trimmer. Definitely cool. USB-C again. Everybody's getting on that wave of USB-C. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not sure exactly how much this thing costs, but it does look like something I've seen before. So you could probably find this on AliExpress or Amazon. Not sure the name since it's crazy customized to the max. So yeah, this is a dope trimmer. Just want to get that out. And also, I just did a review on the Supreme trimmer. Hopefully you guys check that video out. I will leave like a little thing right there, whatever, so you could check that out. But this is like a modified version of the Supreme trimmer. This thing is interesting because this blade has no name on it. It looks like it's going to be an interesting blade that might be coming out. I'm not really sure, but this blade is definitely dope. This is my type of blade. It kind of reminds me of like an Andis blade, the steel blade, but the cutting blade is kind of smooth and sharp. Definitely like this setup, you know, just to be real. And I like when you turn this on, light is white and not any other color. Not much to say about this, but I would definitely say check out the Supreme trimmer. You'll probably get a more in-depth review on how I felt about this trimmer from Supreme trimmer. But the modification one, this is definitely dope. Not sure what this blade is going to be, but I can't wait to see if this is going to be like a new blade. So you guys are getting that first from me if that does come into fruition. Now, I'm going to talk about a clipper. Now, this clipper, I will be honest with you, out of all the clippers and trimmers I've shown you so far, this is the #1 product that I would buy. I would buy this. I was actually surprised on how it was going to feel in my hand, the weight of it, how it performs, how it sounds, all of that. It is another VGR. It's another VGR clipper. This thing is a beast. It still has a little bit of length to it, but look at that. USB-C again. So they're giving us some interesting stuff with VGR, and I do have that as well. As you guys see it right here, 9,000 RPMs. You can't beat that. You know, we've seen that already with their other clipper, but this thing, it works, man. It works. It's kind of heavy, but as you guys see on Amazon, it's only $50. It's only $50 for this thing. And I was surprised. Like, this feels like it's like an all metal body. That's how it feels. I'm not sure if it is. The bottom could be metal and the top could be like some hard plastic / rubber, whatever like that. But this thing does work. It would be dope if it would have came with a charging dock, but I know, you know, stuff will start getting pricey, you know, when it comes to that. But I'll let you guys hear how it sounds. Got the display. This thing is strong. I will say that. I do like this. He did put the Supreme trimmer blade on this. So to be honest, this is a good buy. Like, to me, I could see why people are buying this, and I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if people grab this, you know, for $50, especially if you're looking for something that's budget friendly. This is definitely something that can be on somebody's station, hands down. Definitely perform well to me. Now, when it comes to another trimmer, and this is the last piece that I have, this is something that I did find as well, just another clipper website, whatever like that. But this setup, this Resuki trimmer, that's the brand, but with this Andis blade, the deep tooth one, this is a hitter. This thing cuts so smooth and so sharp. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I do like this setup. It is kind of small in the hands. It's an all metal body. I really don't like this hook, this all metal hook. I can't stand that part, just to be honest with y'all. I can't. You could throw that away. But how he set this thing up to charge, and this is what happens when you're friends with somebody that works on, you know, mechanical stuff and engineering stuff and trimmers and in-depth stuff. Like, he has this thing set up to a magnet charge. So definitely like that. It has a display right here. A lot of things you've probably seen online, off brands, you know, from China, they don't have like the bigger names. They will have like sometimes the displays and stuff like that, but you don't know how well it's going to perform. But he made this thing perform probably at its best, to be honest. And I can honestly say that I had no problems lining up, debulking with this trimmer. And I can see why people will pick this up. I wish the only thing they could do is just trim that bad boy down so it could just be nice and smooth instead of a metal hook. But this trimmer is a go-to trimmer. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about. You can find this thing for around like 40, 50 bucks. Look at this, $40 on this website. Now, you'll have to switch out the blade, of course, as he did. I believe that you can do that. I don't know how he modified it. He probably modified it with, you know, somebody that has like a modifying like website or company, whatever like that. But he put this Andis blade on, and honestly believe if you do the same thing, this is a good trimmer that will work for you. So that's what I think about these interesting trimmers that my friend sent me. Shout out to him. If you ask me, these are the two that I will go with if I had to buy budget-friendly clippers and trimmers. If you have a budget under $100 and you're trying to look for something that's going to perform well, I'm gonna honestly say that these two will perform well for you. But that's what I have for y'all. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one, because the next one is going to let us know, what do I think about the brands that do cost a little bit more? Is it worth it or not? We will see. I'll see you on the next video. Be blessed.
CTB. You know who it is.